You wouldn't invite me. My wish is that on her 15th birthday, your little princess will prick her finger on a spindle and fall asleep for 100 years.
Do you recall Sleeping Beauty? A cursed princess? A bloodied spindle? A kiss to break 100-year slumber? Oh, we loved her awakening, her escape from a doomed fate. But what if this tale hides a secret, darker than the thorns that entombed her, older than the gods themselves? What if Sleeping Beauty isn't just a fairy tale, but a 4,000-year-old ritual of blood and sacrifice? In our wiser years, you see, we know stories conceal horrors of ancient truths. Sleeping Beauty isn't merely about a kiss. It's a cursed pact with fate, a dance with death's cold grip. Why does a spindle draw blood? Why does sleep mimic a grave? Now, as a storyteller haunted by life's shadows, I invite you to step into a cursed kingdom, where a girl's blood and a fairy's curse unveil a terrifying legacy. Join me, dear friend, to unearth the truth buried in Thorns, a secret that will haunt this beloved tale forever. Now step back, dear friend, as we do in life's darkest moments, to a kingdom gripped by dread. A princess, born under a cursed star, was gifted beauty and grace, but doomed by a fairy's spite. At her christening, a vengeful fairy declared, on her 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spindle and die. Another fairy softened the curse, not death, but 100-year sleep. The king, desperate, burned every spinning wheel. Yet, fate is cruel, you see. On her 16th birthday, the princess, drawn by an unseen force, found a hidden tower. There, an old woman sat, spinning. The spindle gleamed, sharp, hungry. The princess touched it. Blood dripped, and she fell, lifeless, into a death-like slumber. The kingdom froze. Thorns, black and twisted, engulfed the castle, a living tomb. For a century it slept, haunted by whispers of the lost princess. A brave prince, hearing the tale, hacked through the thorns, their edges cutting his flesh. He found her, pale, still, entombed in thorns. His kiss broke the curse. Her eyes fluttered open. They married, and the kingdom revived. Yet, as Maria Tatar notes in the classic fairy tales, this tale hides a gruesome truth. Why blood? Why a spindle that demands such a fatal price? In older versions, like Basil's Sun, Moon, and Talia, the princess suffers horrors in her sleep, violations that stain the tale's heart. Let's unearth the cursed roots of this story, shall we? Now imagine this, dear friend, standing in a Greek temple 3,000 years ago, where the Moirai, the Fates, spin the threads of life under flickering torchlight. Here, tales like Sleeping Beauty, as Jack Zipes notes in folktales and fairy tales, take root in rituals older than memory. This story, known as Tale Type 4 and 10, stretches back 4,000 years, tied to rites of blood and transformation. In Giambattista Basil's Sun, Moon, and Talia from 1634, the princess, Talia, falls into a cursed sleep after a flax splinter pierces her skin. But oh, the horror! While she sleeps, a king violates her, and she wakes only after bearing his children. This isn't romance, it's a ritual of sacrifice. In ancient Greece, the spindle wasn't just a tool, it was the Moirai's weapon, spinning life and death, as Hesiod describes in Theogony. A prick of blood marked a girl's passage to womanhood, often tied to rites for Artemis, where maidens were offered to the goddess in symbolic death. In Norse lore, the Norns wove fate at Yggdrasil's roots, their threads stained with blood to bind mortals to divine will, as scholar John Lindo notes. The Thorns? They echo Celtic tales of sacred groves, where blood was spilled to appease deities like Morrigan, goddess of war and fate. The sleep itself, as folklorist Marina Warner suggests, mimics death, a ritual trance where girls were secluded to mark puberty, often with offerings of blood. Why the curse? It reflects ancient fears of uncontrolled fate, where a single prick could doom a soul. These tales, carried by bards across Europe, wove Greece's fatal threads, Norse destiny, and Celtic blood rites into one chilling story. But oh, what lies beneath the thorns? A ritual far darker, where blood and sleep forge a cursed fate. Let's plunge into its mythic abyss, shall we? Dive now, dear friend, into the abyss of myth. The spindle in Sleeping Beauty isn't mere craft. It's a weapon of fate, dripping with blood. In Norse lore, as John Lindo writes in Norse mythology, the Norns wove destinies with threads stained red, their spindles cutting lives short to appease the gods. Sleeping Beauty's prick mirrors this, a girl marked by blood, doomed to a death-like sleep. Her slumber, as Marina Warner notes, echoes rites of passage, where maidens entered trance-like states to cross into womanhood, often sealed with blood offerings to deities like Artemis in Greece or Bridget in Celtic lore. The thorns? Oh, they're no mere plants, they're a living curse. In Celtic myths, sacred groves guarded by thorns demanded blood sacrifices, as Miranda Green describes in Celtic myths. Druids spilled blood to renew the land, echoing Sumerian tales where Inanna's descent to the underworld required a sacrificial death to restore life. The curse itself? It's a divine pact, as Joseph Campbell explores in The Masks of God. In Greece, Artemis demanded maidens' purity, sometimes their lives, in rituals of seclusion and blood. In Basile's Sun, Moon, and Talia, the princess's violation in Sleep reflects ancient marriage rites, where women were taken as offerings to gods or kings, their will erased. Why blood, you ask? In myth, blood forged creation. In Greece, Artemis's rites required offerings to mark life's transitions, as seen in temple inscriptions. In Norse tales, blood at Yggdrasil's roots bound mortals to fate. Sleeping Beauty's awakening, her kiss, mirrors this, a return from death, paid with pain. The fairy who curses her, no kindly spirit, is a divine arbiter, perhaps Artemis, perhaps a Norn, testing her through suffering. The king's violation in older tales, gruesome and haunting, reflects a primal truth. Transformation demands a terrifying cost. This tale's heart pulses with sacrifice, where blood and thorns forge a doomed queen. As the thorns retreat, let's pause, dear friend, as we do in our wiser years, to face Sleeping Beauty's haunting truth. This tale is a parable of dread, falling into darkness, enduring a cursed fate, forging a new self through sacrifice. The spindle, where blood is spilled, is a threshold, like the sacred altars of ancient rites, where mortals offered pain to defy death. The kiss, as Marina Warner suggests, isn't love. It's a ritual awakening, a return from a grave-like sleep, echoing blood offerings. In myths, sleep marked death's shadow. Celtic Bridget wove life from bloodied fires. Greek Artemis demanded maidens' purity for rebirth. Sleeping Beauty's journey mirrors this, from doom to awakening through a cursed bargain. Carl Jung, in Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious, saw such tales as our psyche's horror, facing the dark mother, the cursing fairy, to find the self. Today, we face our own spindles, moments of paralysis, societal pressures to conform to a fatal mold. Social media, as Susan Douglas notes, traps us in curated cages, echoing ancient rites where women's will was sacrificed. In our lives, what thorns entomb us? What spindles, fears, pressures draw our blood? Sleeping Beauty whispers, you see, that awakening comes through courage, even terror. In our wiser years, we learn to break the curse, self-doubt, judgment, and rise from our graves. This tale, born in ancient blood, screams, your wounds are your strength, your awakening is your crown. Across 4,000 years, Sleeping Beauty pulses with dread. From blood, we rise through sacrifice. In our wiser years, this tale urges us to face our thorns, our fears, our curses, and forge our own awakening. Now tell me, dear friend, what fairy tales haunted your childhood nights? Do you feel Sleeping Beauty's curse in your own struggles? Share your favorite folklore below, like if this stirred old shadows, and subscribe for more ancient horrors unveiled. Curious about other tales' terrors? Click to unravel Cinderella's ashes of sacrifice, or Rumpelstiltskin's mystery of names. Thank you for standing in this haunted kingdom with me, dear friend. Now face your own thorns, rise from your blood, and claim your fate.